Demonex seems to be in a pretty good position. He's gonna be able to go to the bottom side, which will allow him to actually extend the chance for a bit longer. He's gonna take the first hit, very lucky moment, but still, he's gonna be able to do something. Possibly in this very instance. He's a check. It's not the best place that you can actually be in. He's gonna try to mind game this. He's gonna be able to do it. And the chase is going on here with Demonex. He played this very properly, I believe, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's very unlucky for Flicks there not to get that down, but I do think the Ace did have life there, to be fair. So I think that's why he's managed to get away with it. Rather unfortunate, but now Flicks will know that that player does have life and he'll bear that in mind for next time. I think we're going to see a hit here on the Jake. Very good tag there from Flicks. And we do see Ruin working its way on that gen. And we are going to see a potential tag here as well on the Renato. Really good hit there on Shelby. Flick's managing to get kind of a bit of a streak going with these tags. It's a shame he doesn't have Sloppy or something. But honestly, I don't think he's going to need it. I do think he got sucked near that locker there, though. Slightly unlucky. We're going to see Corrupt going down in a couple of seconds here. What do you think Flicks needs to do to get some downs?
To be honest, the moment he needs to continue with the pursuit here on Demonex, he needs to get it down indeed, and we're gonna get that in this very moment. Very beautiful play from Flix, but I think that he needs to apply a bit more pressure and be more consistent with his blinks. That's my personal opinion. But as you can see, no generators pop. This is the best part about the layout of the map right now. If any gens would have popped, it would have been harder for him to do something. But as you can see, one perk is already out of the way, which will make it a bit harder. But Flix seems to have the experience and the knowledge on this killer. And I believe that he's going to be able to do a comeback in the worst case scenario. But if it's not going to be the case, well, he's going to try and we are going to see what's going to happen. But what are your thoughts?
I think right now he's looking to hold on to that hook right now. And also try and keep an eye on this gen. We're going to see like a half proxy sort of thing here. We do see the unhook happening as well. Killer going to blink back there. Going to get the tag here on the Jake.
Indeed, you're right about that, and we're gonna take over the no, he decides to go for this generator. He wants to play this as safe as possible. He's gonna get a very beautiful hit here on melee, and we are gonna go after this survivor here. He seems to be in a pretty bad position right now. If he doesn't have any perks to help him, he will just die.
I think it's really good pathing there from the survivor, but unfortunately for our serve here, the killer has really good prediction as well. So it's just one of them. You can't win sometimes.
But we're gonna take over the next chase here with So 1v1. He seems to be in a pretty good position. He has enough distance, and I think that if the killer plays this properly, he's gonna be able to take the down. We see him trying to go for it, and he gets a very beautiful hit here.
Right now going for a slug,
gets an amazing hit.
and deciding to pick the moment I say that, of course. We do see our first gen being done here by Aashura. This is gonna be the second hook here for Elusive. Really good start here.
Yes, indeed, you're right about that. We are gonna put this poor soul on the hook and get the fresh out of him. It's a bit unlucky, not gonna lie, for the survivor. He was not able to do something in that moment. But as we are gonna see right now, we are gonna take over the next chase with Demonex here. And we see the other survivor as well, which is not gonna be the best moment of their life. Ooh, So was able to actually go for the deliverance play, very beautifully executed. And we get a very beautiful down on So here. Very unlucky moment for him.
Was that a Delhi player or for the people, Titan?
It was a Delhi play there.
Kind of wasted if he
Yes,
went
indeed.
down that quickly. That's slightly wasted there.
Not really, because he was able to pick melee up, which made them be able to split a bit more. We're gonna take over the next chase with melee. Melee seems to be in a bit of trouble, and he's gonna just die on the ground. Very unlucky moment. And right now, I think that the Delhi is gonna be wasted. A bit unlucky, not gonna lie. But still, they won some time out of that, which is not the worst case scenario. But what are your thoughts?
I think right now our survivors are in a really bad spot. They're going to have to use really good communication here to get out of it. They're going to have to try and work on some gens as well as picking up that slug right now. So I think they need to be really careful. And we do see them stealthing out actually and just slowing the pace down here. Trying to figure out what this nurse is doing. We do see the pickup has actually happened here. And the nurse right now proxying that hook as well.
Do you think that okay? Do you think that the killer is in a good position? Would you like to give some insight?
I think the killer's in a really good position. We're looking into a 3v1 right now. Our survivors need to get their butts on gens like as quick as they can, because this could turn it into a 4k2, 4k3 scenario, and that's really bad for our survivor team.
But do you think that this is a possibility? Maybe we are gonna see a very beautifully executed.
the value is
Ooh, he
questionable
wants
because he's
to
going to be able
go.
to get the tunnel out straight away here. With nobody to take a hit either, so I'm not sure that trade was worthwhile value, in my opinion. They just go straight back down
To
and
be
back on
honest,
the
it
hook.
yes, indeed, but to be honest, he wasted a bit of more time, which is a valuable asset for their team.
True.
He was able to escape with his life. Mystic there was able to escape, which is even more valuable if we think about it. Very beautiful hit blink, and an unlucky Demon X here. He was not able to take over the hit in that very instance, but we're gonna continue the chase here, the pursuit here on Demon X. No, he decides to leave him. He wants to go for the generator. He wants to go and make sure that the survivors are not gonna make any more progress on them. Very interesting scenario, very interesting play. We're gonna take over the next chase with Melee and Mystic. Mystic is gonna go to the ground. Very unlucky moment, but what do you think? Since the killer right now,
I think the killer's going to go
pretty much has the
for a
control.
full-on slug, in my opinion, right now. We do see a firecracker being used there, just on the edge of Shack.
Ooh,
I
very
told you,
beautifully
slug.
executed blink.
This is good content right now. This is a really good strategy by our killer, knowing that our survivors are in such a bad position, and he's going to apply more pressure, and he's just going to make them spiral out of control.
Yes, indeed, you're right about that. Seems that at the moment the killer is in a very good spot. It seems that everything that went down the hill, the start, is going now, which is a bit unlucky, not gonna lie.
Stealthing right now.
He's starting to play safely, you know, like he can't really do something in this moment. He has to play this as safe as possible, otherwise he's gonna go straight down again, and this is not something that the survivor is interested. He wants to make the comeback for his team and wants to play this safely. And as we can see, we're not gonna pick anyone. I think that he pretty much will try to check the lockers, check the environment, and just go for the pickup when maybe Millie is gonna be on the last second. But no, since that is not gonna be the case, Millie is gonna be picked up, and we're gonna continue with the pursuit here. The killer doesn't know exactly where the survivor is. Seems that he has an idea. He's gonna take over the next chase with Demon X. Demon X seems that he's gonna take the hit for free. Very unlucky moment. He's gonna be able to continue with the pursuit here. He seems to be in a pretty tough situation, but Flix is gonna screw up the blink, and it gives him enough distance. But what are your thoughts?
Right now, I think our survivors have done a good job to actually bring it back. We do have two standing right now. And I think our killer's on easy mode right now. Our killer is really managing to apply a lot of pressure.
Yes, indeed, you're right about that. As we see, this killer is having an easy time. The survivors are a bit uncoordinated. Maybe some chases went wrong, and this is a problem as well for them. But I guess at the end of the day, we do have to consider, even though they're injured, they're still able to play. We are going to take over the next chase with Millie. Millie seems to be in a bad position. He will try to go closer to the killer, and this will seal his fate. Very unlucky moment, very unlucky situation.
And we're going to see a hook
Yes.
here, and our survivors, like I said, the situation's not improving too much. We do need to see our survivors working on gens a bit more progressively here, or else we're just going to end up with a 2v1, and then it's going to be game over, if I'm being honest.
Yes, but they need a reset as well, otherwise, even if you try to work on those generators, if you're gonna die from the first tag, well, it's not gonna be an easy moment for you. And as you can see, the next chase here is gonna be with Demon X. But to be honest, he's in a tough spot. We are gonna see Mystical Servitor taking over the next chase. He seems to not be in the best moment, but Flix was screwing up with the blink, and this gave him enough distance, which is not the worst moment of his life. He will go after Demon X. Very beautiful blink here. But what do you think?
Right now, our survivors still in a bad spot, still in a really bad spot, and they need to work on the gen. They need to worry less about getting the unhook right now, work more on the gens, in my opinion. And while that sounds hard to do, because realistically it is, they just need to bear in mind there is kind of a 3-gen near center, and unfortunately that's where the hook is. They're gonna have to find some gens on that outer side of the map.
Yes, indeed, you're right about that. As you can see, seems that the survivor doesn't want to go for the trade. He wants to play this as safe as possible. He seems to be in a pretty good position at the moment. He will be able to ensure the second. And we are going to take over the next chase with Demon X. Demon X is going to take as much distance as he can. And we are going to get the save, which probably Flix is not going to let that go without going back to the hook. Yes, indeed. But at the moment, it's not the worst situation for the survivors. They seem to be able to recover from it. What do you think?
Right now, I think our survivors are doing quite well. They've managed to recover really, really well. They need to take chases away from these active generators, away from that 3-gen right now, which is going to be a bit dangerous because I'm not sure what the resources are on these sort of edge map sort of loops. But they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to bottle it. They're going to have to go edge map. They're going to have to go away from these generators. Otherwise, they're not going to make any progress.
I see, I see. Well, you're right about that, not gonna lie, like, you have a good tier. I do have to give you credit for that, but at the end of the day, we do have to consider the fact that these survivors are still healthy, they can still hide without being heard, and they can play this properly. So it's a 50-50. If the survivors are playing this properly, and they are having the skill, well, it's gonna be a fairly high chance for them to make at least one more generator. They're gonna take a very beautifully executed hit on Demon X. Demon X is gonna try to pursue the next chase here. He's gonna try to do his best at the moment. He seems to be in a bad spot. He will try to go for it. Very beautifully executed.
Really good dead hard
Very
from
beautiful
Demon X there. Do see him vaulting over the pallet. Flick's gonna try and predict it, but unfortunately it comes to nothing. I do think he went back round and went to another loop. He could have gone in that locker, but no, we do see him at Shack now as well. Gonna get downed, unfortunately. I think with this much slugging, Flicks could have brought Infectious Fright or something. The match might be over by now if he did.
I see, I see. Well, you're right about that, but at the moment we do have to consider the fact that the survivors playing this pretty properly, not gonna lie. They're able to keep Flicks here in a pretty desperate positions. They are able to continue the chase to extend them and show that they're not so weak. But at the end of the day, we do have to give credit to Flix here. He pretty much destroyed the star of the survivors, you know. He played this properly, showed a great amount of skill, and as you can see, he tries to go for that hit, but it will not be enough. But what do you think, man, overall on this match? Are you here, my friend?
That's a really good tag
Alright.
from our killer.
Seems that he's gonna be able to get that down. Very beautiful down. But we do have to consider the fact that Melee is dead, which is a bit unlucky for this poor bastard here. And I think that right now, bruh, what do you mean? It's not that bad of a hurt. What do you mean, my man?
It's a good thing you're censored, isn't it? I took my sensor off, but you're still censored.
Oh yeah?
You know, a car horn goes off if you swear.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Oh yeah, does it work for different voices?
Oh,
interesting.
Right now, we're looking at a 2K, and it's a 2v1 and a bad situation for our survivors, which is what I said would happen, to be fair.
You know what's a bit more rare, my friend? Well, maybe some people will think that I said the B word or something, you know. Well, I said yeah, that's not. Let's not make people be confused about it, you know. That's the main thing. Some people will be like, "Oh my God, Titan is saying very bad words, bro."
Yeah, I think I heard the dodgy word there. You know, that one beginning with a certain letter. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Nah, bro.
We do see Killer right now holding Blink. We do have one slug down as well. And right now, looking for Shelby here. I think he's going to be stealthing edge map right now, if I'm being honest with you. We're not having any luck with generators here. Our survivor's really struggling. And Flick's just in control right now. Flick's in a really good position here. Holding near main building. Humping the ground almost. And just blinking away and up. Unique blink, almost like a triangle sort of formation there. Really unique
Yes, indeed.
From Flix here with the blink.
He's pretty much just trying to find the last survivor. He tries to play this, you know, slowly. He tries to find him, but doesn't have unlimited time.
He doesn't miss
Indeed,
that
you're right.
though, unfortunately. I went for the swing and it came nowhere near, unfortunately. These things do happen, of course. You're going to see the interception and a hit here at main building on Shelby. Shelby going to have to now hurry to try and get Demon X up here, as we do see almost a race for survival right now, with Flix just holding this blink here, trying to cut Shelby off. Doesn't manage to find him. Is he going to get Demon X up in time? Take a quick switch here to survive at FIV and see what's happening. We do see a really good stealth play right now. Nurse catching up. That exhaustion meter needs to run down here as fast as possible. Right now, good stealth play here from Shelby.
Indeed, very well played from the killer. Very beautiful play from the survivor.
We might actually see Demon X bleeding
Seems
out here.
that's a possibility actually. You're right about that. But we do have to keep in mind the fact that this may be the best play for the survivor because he still wants to go to the shack. He still wants to get the hatch, and I think that this will be the best play that we can offer in this very instant. In this very instance. But what are your thoughts? My friend here doesn't really wish to talk. A bit unlucky, not gonna lie. But I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. The next race is gonna be with Mystical Shelby here, and he's gonna take it down. Very unlucky moment. He's gonna go after the Demonic Hex. He will not be able. He was able to pick him in the very last second here. Very beautiful execution of the match. To be honest, I don't know if I don't know how to properly say this, but to be honest, he picked him in the last second. That was something that I didn't expect to happen, but he was capable to do that.
Rare, but it can happen.
Yes, indeed. I was thinking that he's gonna let him down the ground and just go for the more after this, but seems that Flix had something else in mind, and this is pretty much gonna end on a 4k3 situation, which, to be honest, this is a very good win con for their team. They pretty much gave, Flix gave his team, the win in the bag. Very beautiful execution. He showed a lot of skill, good precision with the blinks, and at the end of the day, good job, Flix. You are a good killer.
4k3 is a good result, if I'm being honest with you. It's a crazy result.
The average one is usually 4k1.
4k,
Yeah.
4k1, isn't it, on NAS?
Yes, indeed.
So that's a
4k1
result,
usually.
Being honest with you, we're gonna go on the BRB screen
Yes.
right now as they swap sides. Please bear with us.
But what do you think of this very first chase?
He pathed in a different direction. He's going edge mount. We see the firecracker drop. Killer predicts it. Does manage to, I was going to say manage to get it down, but Tally just changed directions there. Really good pathing from this ace. We're going to see Chase going shack now. Going to mind game, holding a really tight check spot here. Going to be getting that pallet stun on point. Going basement here. Manages to actually get the down though, unfortunately for our survivor. Do see Infectious procking up here. Survivors have been working on that gen really actively. We see them splitting away from the gens, separating in all different directions. We see a lot of scratch marks here. And right now, I think they're going to be trying to get that pickup as soon as possible, knowing that the killer is going to be going back to it. We do see that Kate was almost chased there. Gonna get a tag on the Kate as well, not escape just yet.
If this is the actual build that will make the win for Demon X, this is gonna be crazy. We are gonna take over the next chase with Mary. Mary seems to be in a pretty tough moment right now, right here, right in this very instance. He's gonna try to outplay this pallet here. He wants to go W. Very good play, very good situation. We are gonna try to go for it, and we're gonna get that hit. Very beautiful hit indeed. And we're gonna take actually the next chase here with this unlucky survivor. Let's see what he's gonna try to do in this very instance. He seems to be in a pretty tough spot. We are gonna see the killer losing him here for a second, but the pursuit is gonna continue here. I think that this is Pablo here. Let's see how this guy is gonna play. At the moment, he seems to be in a pretty good position. He will try to go W pretty much. Will try to play this as safe as he can because he needs to win time for his teammate here. And we see a pickup, a very unlucky miss on Demon X's side. We are gonna get the first generator, very beautifully played, and as you can see at the moment, Pablo is doing an amazing job here. He's gonna take the first tag. Yes, indeed, he decides to go for the corner play. Very beautiful play at the very least.
He couldn't. Here. Nobody is within 32 meters. Yeah, so that means our survivors are on the other side of the map. What do you think about that? They're going to be breaking up a 3-gun perhaps.
To be honest, at the moment, the win con is very simple to do, so I believe that they need to apply as much pressure as possible on these generators, so Demon X is not going to be able to take the win, but the build is very interesting. I think that if you would have played for with a more aggressive build, I think that actually would have had a higher chance to take the W, but as you can see, the next chase here is going to be with Sponge. Sponge is going to be able to play this properly, and he will win some time for his team. But we see Demon X trying to go for the slug, trying to play this as safe as he can. We are gonna get that vault, maybe a light value. Yes, indeed, no, it's not light. Very unlucky moment. I think that right now we are gonna get the first tag of the match. No, since that is not gonna be the case, he actually gets the tag. Very beautiful play here from our killer here. Bro knows what he's doing. He uses the blinks in a very good way. Sponge is gonna get stuck by the hook and gets it down.
Survivor on that gen. He's getting some good value out of this, but the problem is the survivors are managing to get through the gen so quickly. He's not being able to capitalise. He's not been able to force a 3-man slug or anything to put them under pressure. So he's not getting value from it in that sense. He's just getting like notification. He's knowing where they are. But because they're holding chase for such an extended amount of time, he's not really. And as I say this, we do see a 2-man slug right now, but another is picked up. This is what I mean. This team is really, really organised. So he's not being able to get value out of it because of that.
Yes, indeed, you are right about that. As we can see at the moment, he doesn't seem to be in that tough of a situation. He can actually play this properly, and maybe he's going to be able to get another down. This is something that it's a possibility, but who knows if it's actually going to be the case. We are going to see him try to defend a 3-gen. He wants to play for a 3-gen. Interesting strategy, even though the win con is to get the 3 generators, like these 3 generators. He needs to play this as safe as possible, since that he's going to take over the next chase with Pablo. Pablo will be able to use the spring burst in his value and be able to escape here. Very unlucky moment on the Onyx's side. We are going to see both the survivors taking a lot of distance, but the next chase is going to be here with Tali. Tali is going to take the first hit, which is a bit unlucky, but he's going to be able to take the distance. We are going to see him trying to continue to hold the chase for as long as he can. He's going to miss that second blink, and he's going to take the distance. Very unlucky and very good play from Tali here. But what are your thoughts?
I think right now our killer's struggling quite a bit. Tali with an interesting play there. Just a little bit of a trick there with the boulder, knowing that the nurse can't really get onto that particular spot. It's going to be really difficult. And just playing by that, really, really smart strategy here from Tali. We do see staying inside of main here. Once again, easy to get swallowed into certain areas. We do actually see a down here from our killer. We do see Infectious Fright procking up as well.
Infectious value. Yes, indeed, you're right about that. Seems that the next chase will be here probably with Pablo again, because usually he stays in this place, but seems that it's not going to be the win con. Well, the win con has been met for the survivor team, which is the best part for them, but I guess for the Monex, well, it's not the most lucky day, I believe. But what do you think, man?
Well, right now I think that our survivors are doing really, really well. They've actually managed to get 3 gens done. I do think they've won this set, if I'm being honest right now. They still only managed 2 gens. So I do believe, yeah, Elusive's won set 1 right now.
Yes, indeed, you are right about that, but seems that the killer doesn't really care about it too much, you know, like he's still continuing in the same way, in the same strategy, and we see Mary being able to escape the killer's grasp. Very good moment. But I think that we are gonna hear, yes indeed, we are gonna hear Pablo trying to go for the heal. He's gonna be able to reset his teammate, and he seems to be in a pretty tough spot at the moment. We see both the survivors being on the top side. We see Tali using the value out of the spring burst, or actually the balance line, no spring burst. We are going to see Pablo here trying to play this as safe as we can, but will he be able to do something in this moment? Seems that the killer doesn't decide to actually go for Pablo here. He tries to play this as safe as he can. He's trying to examine his layout and where the survivors are at the moment. We are going to see a cheeky survivor there. But what do you think?
Right now I think our killer's in a better spot. He's got most of his survivors injured, with Sponge being the only one healthy right now. Our survivors need to play things really carefully. Our killer's picking up the pace a little bit. But on the other side of it, like I said, the set has been won, so from the other standpoint, our survivors can relax a little bit. But they're getting a really good feel for how this person plays killer. And in all likelihood, he'll probably be the killer in the next set as well. As teams usually only have 2 or 3 killers. So it's good to get a feel of your opponent's playstyle, essentially. So this would definitely help them in the future sets. You see a tag there on the ace as well on Tali. Reset has happened. You see all 4 injured now. But on the positive side, all 4 are standing as well. Gonna go for that blink here through the TNL. Gonna miss on Tali. Tali forces locker here and gets away with it. But I do think he attempted to avoid Infectious, which unfortunately has been procced here as well. And we do see some notification near mid-map, near main, that our survivors are near.
Yes, indeed, you're right about that, but you do have to keep in mind the fact that all the survivors are injured. Seems that it's a hard moment for Sponge here. Sponge is going to be able to avoid that hit, which will be able to extend the chase for a bit longer. He seems to be in a pretty tough position. Will he be able to do something? Well, this is a good question. He tries to go for the basement. Very beautiful decision here. Very beautiful play. for his team here. He decided to let his team try to reset, try to go for Tolly, because Tolly is on the ground. He's gonna bleed out, which is not the best moment. But as we can see at the moment, next chase here is gonna be with Mary. Mary seems to be in a pretty tough position. If he's not gonna be able to distance as he wished for, well, it's gonna be GG. We are gonna see Pablo going for the pickup, and at the moment, Killer is pretty much just ensuring that here. Yes, indeed, you are right about that, but at the moment, as you can see, it's not the best case scenario for Tolly. Tolly is gonna stay on the ground for a little bit longer, and seems that we are gonna have our first bleed out. Demonex really wanted to go for the bleed out match. It's gonna be really interesting. We are gonna see Mary here trying to go for the pickup. You'll be able to get it, and we are gonna get the kill. And Mary is gonna be next at the moment. Oh, very beautiful hit here. Very good blink, very beautiful hit. And right now we are gonna continue with our pursuit. Actually, we're gonna see Demon X speaking for the first time. I'm interested to know why he decided to go especially for Mary here. Why was he thinking that this is the better solution here? That is something that I'm curious. But still, at the end of the day, we do have to keep in mind the fact that this is an amazing 3-gen Demonex. He's going wild. He's just going for it. He's pretty much just checking everywhere. Like, he has some crazy, game sense. But yeah, what do you think? Ooh, Pablo here is going to be in a pretty tough scenario. He is on the top side, he's on the main side, and as we can see right now, Demonex is in an amazing. We are gonna take the next chase possibly with Pablo. No, Pablo tries to go behind main and play this as safe as he can. He wants to make as much distance as he can, and he will be able to do that. But we are gonna see the survivors working for that generator. Sponge is just gonna die here, and I think that we are gonna get the 4k1 with this build here. I want you guys to see this build at the very end. You are gonna be so surprised. Like, I would have never expected for something like this, but seems that our killer wanted to go for this, which is very interesting. Nonetheless,
it's surprisingly positive what can happen when you turn something into a 3v1, how the teams can kind of break down. It's really difficult situations here, and right now our survivors they're going to try and work on that last gen, I'm assuming, but right now, yeah, it's kind of a loss on this side. We do actually see the unhook happening, and it's just going to be a trade. It's a bad scenario. I think we're definitely looking at a 4k1 here, barring Unbreakable. But yeah, our
but Murray
really
here,
done really well, and I think they should be proud of the performance.
But Demonex actually did an amazing performance. He was able to play this killer properly. He showed amazing skill. We are gonna see a beautiful DS indeed, and I think that we're gonna get the pickup, yes indeed, but we're not gonna be able to make value out of that. Sponge is gonna go back to the ground. Mary's gonna go back to the ground, and this is gonna be the end of the match. We see Demonex being happy about his result, which I'm very glad for this guy. Seems that he played this properly, knew what he was doing, and maybe if he had better incon, maybe he would have been able to actually do the result.
Of course. He did really well though.
Overall, it was a good match. Yeah, it was a good match. Not gonna lie, I didn't have this many expectations, but this guy was able to actually surprise me with this result. Usually it's an average result, you know, and using this build, some people are using more serious build than this guy and are doing worse results. So, with this out of the way, we do have to give him credit where credit is due. Not gonna lie.
Exactly.
But yeah, what are your thoughts overall on this match, my man? My G, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was a really different match to see, really exciting. The build definitely changed things up, and I think the survivors didn't expect that so much. They did do really well on a survivor point at the beginning. Obviously, they got a lot of gens done, and they obviously reached their goal. They beat their win con. And for the killer, he seemed to improve as the match went on. He had a bit of a slow start, but he then picked up the pace. He did manage to commit to that slug and the bleed out, and then he managed to wrap the match up from there. So I think he did really well.
Yes, indeed, you're right about that. But after all, as we've seen, you have to give this guy credit. He knew what he was doing. He did an amazing job, and at the end of the day, we had a very interesting match as well to see. So yeah, I guess it's a good result. It's a good moment for his team here. even though they didn't took the win. Still, maybe they will be able to take the next one. This is an opportunity. This is a possibility. This is something that may happen. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think I'm excited to see the next set. That's what I think. If this first set was that back and forth, that different, then yeah, I think crazy. I think absolutely.
Yes, indeed. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting to see because, as we've seen, Demon X has a lot of room for improvement, and we see him knowing the game. He know what he's doing. He has good amount of skill and game sense as well.
See Shelby here as Demogorgon for Aashura here. Should be a really exciting set. Looking forward to seeing it. Humping the ground there for a minute, a little bit of a bug.
Bro seems to have a bit
Spectator
of. I don't think that is a spectator bug. Actually, I think it's Mystical Shelby's internet. This may be. In the worst case, I think that we have to do a restart because.
Oh, yeah, baby, humping that ground.
Yeah, but this is not playable for our killer here. Yeah, this is the main issue. If this is gonna happen and affect the gameplay, we need to restart this though. This is the main priority that we have to keep in mind, but seems that the internet is coming back to base. It's a very good moment. We are gonna see a very beautiful slide, and we are gonna take the first chase of the match here with Mary or Pablo. I'm not sure which one of these two are. I think that it's gonna be Pablo, but we do have to see, live and see. No, it's gonna be actually Tally DBD, but seems that he decided to leave him. By the way, we have, as you've said, we have Mystic Shelby on the killer side with Tally DBD, Sponge, 1v1.
Really aggressive build here. We do see some scratch marks there on the right hand side with the Lara running with that gen, preemptively running. Really good decision here to run very nice and early. And currently gonna sit by this pallet here. He's lagging. Whoa.
Oh. So it's what the hell?
we may have to restart.
I don't what. It's from our thing or it's from. Maybe it's from
I don't
us?
think so.
What the hell?
I
don't think it's from us though. This is the main thing.
I will ask one of them.
So actually, it's a server problem.
And it's his internet.
I see. I think we can restart if the first generator hasn't
I don't
popped.
think his internet's gonna fix itself.
Alright, I think we are gonna continue like this, but this is problematic. We are just gonna continue like this then. I guess it is what it is. Sometimes you are a bit unlucky, but give me the share screen.
Oh yeah, I always forget. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Yo.
Share screen.
Anyways, we are back at the business we have. No generators popped.
Funny. In 10 minutes time when the chat sees him flying, I want to see what the comments are like.
It's gonna be fun to hear them actually, but
So,
we're gonna
ladies and
have.
gentlemen, we do actually see our first generator being popped here from Elusive.
He will not be able to get here the hit. Yes, a bit unlucky. Since that Tali is in a good position, he was able to make smash hit value, and he's gonna be able to prolong the chase for a bit longer.
Double
Mystic.
pallet here, really good positioning.
Yes, indeed,
Hold
but
this tight check spot here, gonna get the pallet vault again. No, he doesn't. Gets tagged instead by Demogorgon's shred ability. And right now, gonna hold W, probably gonna get down here, and unlucky there from Pallet. Really good play here from Shelby. If his internet wasn't playing up, we might have seen a down earlier. Quite unlucky, unfortunately.
yes, indeed, you are right about that. But I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. He tried his best, and we are gonna see maybe another generator. No, seems that we are not gonna get another generator because we are gonna go and get the value of the Penrose per there. So it's not the worst moment, but I guess at the end of the day, we do have to consider the fact that it's a pretty bad position for for Mystic Shelby. He has the internet issue, and I don't know if it's gonna be the most valuable match for him, which is gonna be a bit problematic. But what are your thoughts?
Right now, I think he might have to. I was going to say he might have to proxy this hook, but it's a bit late now. We do see Elusive doing a second gen here, and it's looking like a really difficult scenario here for Shelby to manage to win here. Elusive really seeming on point and really being organised.
Yeah, you're right about that, but at the end of the day, we see the survivors playing this properly, as you said. They know what they're doing, but we do have this Trigen, and maybe this will... no, actually, this Trigen is gone at the moment. Seems that it's gonna be GG, possibly. Seems that Mystic
Commentator's curse, as they say.
What?
It's an expression. It means you say something and you make it happen. It happened to me the other day.
Oh, I didn't know
can't
about this
remember-
expression. This is
I can't
always...
remember where I was casting, but I was casting somewhere. I forget. With someone. And I said something, and then it happened. And they said commentator's curse. I was like, oh.
Oh, I see. Interesting
So it was quite
situation.
funny.
Interesting situation, not gonna lie. As you can see at the moment, we are gonna get another chase here with Mary. It seems that the survivors start to troll. They think that they have the match into their bag, which is not the best scenario for our killer. But maybe we'll be able to make a gameplay here. Very beautiful mind game. Yes, indeed, very beautiful mind game. He will be able to control the chase a little. He will try to continue and showcase his capabilities. Seems that the survivor decided to go W, and he'll be able to get that beautiful hit here on Mary. Very unlucky situation. The leg is really killing this guy. Probably he had better chances if he had if he didn't have any problems with you know, the leg situation. But I guess at the end of the day, it is already sometimes... Wow, it is already, my friend. But yeah, what do you think?
I think right now, our killer should proxy this hook and try and get max stages because he's not going to be able to get the survivors off the generators. I feel like it's too late for that.
I see, I see. Interesting idea, interesting situation, but at the moment, as you've said, he needs to prioritize the generators. He needs to make quick chases to get those downs, and then maybe he's gonna be able to do something. But he's gonna try to go for the mind game. He's not gonna be able to get it. We're gonna continue the pursuit here with Pablo. Pablo seems to be in a pretty good position. He will try to get that hit. He will miss it. Very unlucky moment, very unlucky situation. Pablo here will be able to extend the chase for a bit longer. He's gonna get mind game, and we are gonna go to the top side. This is the worst scenario for him. If he's not gonna be able to end the chase quickly, it's gonna be a GG, because as we already know, this is a dead zone pretty much. But at the same time, there are no generators in here. We're gonna get another generator, and as you can see, Pablo is able to extend the chase for a bit longer. He's doing an amazing job. We are gonna see Tali trying to take the hit for his survivor here, and probably the survivors are trolling a little.
A really good situation.
Yes, indeed, Tali decided to take the hit. He will decide to go after Tali. Very interesting change of scenery, and he will not be able to get that hit. Very unlucky moment. Tali will be able to extend the chase a bit longer only because of this misplay here. Ooh, very interesting decision on Tali's side. Seems that
an adrenaline.
Yes, indeed, we're gonna get an adrenaline play. Tali seems to be in a pretty dire situation. We see Annoyed being into play, and we're gonna get the Annoyed value as well. Very beautiful moment on the killer side. But will it be enough for him to actually do something? We actually see this gate being...
One gate already done.
The survivors will be able to escape.
99, and yeah, we see another one about 40%. We see one fully opened with Tali slugged on the floor, probably going to get picked up. I think we're seeing a 4 out here.
I think that, yes, maybe you're right about it, but I guess he will try to take the... No, actually, Tali is going to be picked up, as you've said. And I think that they will try to go for the W. We're going to get the... Ooh, very nasty situation. Yes, indeed, it was a flashbang.
Crafty there. Absolutely brilliant.
It was a nasty situation. Seems that the next chase will be attributed to Mary. Mary seems to be in a pretty good position. He's going to try to do something in this moment. He is going to try to just go for the gate. He will not be able to reach it. He's going to try to go for the other one. And we see them actually going for the hedge and possibly getting the hedge value. Yes, indeed, it's going to be a hedge value. Mary is going to be able to reach it without any issues. We see Mystic Shelby being, you know, pretty much sideways, and
that's unlucky.
GG.
That's a really unlucky scenario there.